In the beginning of Hilchos Sukkah in Orach Chaim, Shulchan Aruch Siman Taf Reish Chaf Hei, the Chochmah Shlomo Kluger has an interesting question. One who is stuck somewhere without the ability to observe the mitzvah of Sukkah or lulav, but he can travel to a certain city. There is a Sukkah there, but nothing else but the Sukkah. In another city that he can go to, there is the lulav. There's the 4 species, but there is no Sukkah. What should he prefer? Should we instruct him to go and fulfill the mitzvah of Sukkah, or should we say, no, you should go and observe the mitzvah of lulav? A person is in jail and they allow him to go, but he can only fulfill one mitzvah. What mitzvah should it be, Sukkah or lulav? It would seem clearly that we have to instruct him to fulfill the mitzvah of Sukkah, because the obligation to sit in the Sukkah starts from the evening. The obligation to shake lulav only starts 12 hours later during the day. And there's a famous psak, well known from the Sdei Chemed. A person, the doctors told him you can only fast one day a month. And then there's the month of Tishrei. There's the fast of Tzom Gedalia, starts right after Rosh Hashanah. A week later there's Yom Kippur. Gedalia is rabbinic. It's the Rabbanon. Yom Kippur is the Yoraisa, it's from the Torah. What should he prefer? Says the Sdei Chemed, you prefer Tzom Gedalia. When Yom Kippur comes around, if you're really sick and you can't fast, so then we'll call it Oynes, and Oynes Rachmana Patra. HaKadosh Baruch Hu exempts one who is sick, one who can't fast because of his medical condition. You have a mitzvah to catch, Tzom Gedalia comes around, you jump on the mitzvah, you grab it. And therefore, we should say the same with our question. The person should go and observe the mitzvah of Sukkah. It starts earlier, the obligation to sit there starts earlier. When lulav comes around, the time to shake the lulav, and he doesn't have lulav, he is called an Oynes, and HaKadosh Baruch Hu will exempt him for not having the lulav. Moreover, the obligation to sit in the Sukkah is 7 days, as the Pasuk tells us. We have to sit in the Sukkah 7 days. However, the obligation to shake lulav from the Yoraisa, from the Torah, is only 1 day. Only in Beis HaMikdash did they do it for 7 days. We do it today, the entire week of Sukkot, from the Rabbanon. Zecher LaMikdash, to remember how it was in the Mikdash. In Hashem, speedily in our days, it should be rebuilt again. Therefore, again, we should say Sukkah takes precedence over the lulav, because Sukkah is for 7 days, lulav is only for 1. However, the Chochmah Shlomo Kluger says, no, you should prefer lulav. Why? Because the lulav has the element of Pirsumei Nisa, publicizing the nest. It says the Chochmah Shlomo, there's a Medrash Rabbah, Parshas Emo. Over there it says, 2 people go into courts. We don't know who won, but when one of them comes out with his sword, then we know he is the one victorious. Klal Yisrael goes into court, goes into judgment, and the nations come, and there's a kitrug. They say all the bad things about Klal Yisrael. The Satan comes. We don't know who won. But when a few days after Yom Kippur we come out with a lulav, which is like our swords, we are hold high the lulav. It's clear that we are the one victorious. We won. Therefore, there's a Pirsumei Nisa in holding the lulav. Pirsumei Nisa has such power and strength. You should prefer that over the mitzvah of Sukkah. As the Chochmah Shlomo says, perhaps that is the reason in the Torah, the obligation to shake lulav comes before the obligation to sit in the Sukkah, to tell you that in case you have to prefer one over the other, lulav takes precedence, because lulav has Pirsumei Nisa, publicizing the nest, and that is a tremendous chashivus, tremendous importance, even greater than sitting in the Sukkah.